The Oscars do not care about animation. Is that true? Yes, it is. Period. So hey, I'm just going to talk about the Oscars coming up and the snubs of great animated films that deserve to be nominated. The Silent Voice, Your Name, stuff like that. And I know probably because of the years and all that stuff there, but the one that got a nod, and then really, like there's really nothing I can think of that really deserves anything, honestly, right now this year. But in the end, no one really cares about the award shows. I mean, as you know, every year, the Oscars, Emmys, Grammys, Golden Globes, the ratings fall quite a bit because the majority of people don't give a f*** about, you know, Hollywood people patting themselves on the shoulders for themselves. And then obviously choosing stuff where everyone has different opinions and different tastes and stuff like that. So afterwards, if you want, you'll hear all this. And then stay tuned till the end. I'm also going to talk about the Anime Awards briefly, because it feels fitting, and it also goes into this situation with the Oscars. The Oscars never take animation seriously. I'm serious on that. It's honest. Look for yourself on how they treat the category and the people behind it. The infamous debacle of 2014, where they had, like, the members, and you saw what they wrote and what they thought of it. I only chose this because my daughter liked this movie. I only chose this because my son liked this. I like this because my kids were like it. I had to sit through this, and that's my favorite thing my kids did, so I voted for that one. Stuff like that. Or it's like, yeah, I didn't really watch anything, but I'm going with what was the most popular one, or the one that most people talked about. The West, the audience, and the Academy and all that stuff, they don't give a f*** about animation. They don't see it as a true work of art, a true art form, a true film. The Boss Baby gets a nomination for Best Animated Feature. What the f***? Seriously? Best Animated Feature. It's not gonna win, but it'll have that thing on there, nominated for an Academy Award. Tootsie Fruitsie! Nominated for Academy Award, which, a lot of times, that's what the Oscars are. That's what they nominate. Honestly, name any of the Oscar winner films over the past few years that you've seen and liked. I liked quite a few, honestly, but most people are out there seeing, you know, the big blockbusters, the superhero stuff that I've just got tired of. But it's still the stuff that people go to. That stuff never gets nominated. The popular stuff doesn't get nominated, which is good in a sense, which is that Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Just because it's popular does not mean it's good, it means it's quality. No, it does not. As you can see in the $1 Billion Club, a lot of those films are just the big budget special effects with very little creativity to them. But those are still the ones that sell. It's weird. The Anime Awards I was talking about, all they voted for was like the mainstream popular stuff, and most likely none of the people that voted for it, audience-wise, has seen more than maybe 10 anime a year when there's like hundreds to look at and watch and seek out and maybe enjoy. But they only see the ones that, oh, that's the one everyone talks about, I'll go watch that, or stuff like that. Which is kind of like, that's not fair to brilliant series and works of art that should get recognition. And then like the Oscars, the ones that are the popular and the big ones there take the back seat to the ones that should get the recognition. But over the years it's been molded into more of a political thing, and that just kind of, yeah. So it's good for that, but they still seem they should follow that method for animation, because they should not go with what's popular, they should go with which ones are good. And the Boss Baby, I don't even think was even popular. I mean, I don't remember anyone talking about it. I heard more people talk about Your Name and Koi no Katachi. And it's kind of weird. Those get snubbed. And stuff like that. And then the Boss Baby or Trolls or the Emoji Movie. I just wish animation and anime just got taken more seriously. They should. Even cliched, same old anime cartoons and stuff are better than cliched, same old live action. Hollywood is definitely out of ideas. Movies, television is all the same. Sequels, prequels, remakes. The remakes are what really is just like, why? They're remaking shows now. Hawaii Five-0 was a freaking show in what, the 70s, 80s? I didn't care for that version of it, and I like older television. And then they go and remake that. No offense to people who like it, but... And then you have stuff like animation, which try something. They try different things. They may not always work, but they try. And then the same thing with anime. Anime really tries some stuff that you've never seen before. I'm not just talking about all the tits and all the action and all the out there stuff. I mean, there's a lot of series out there that I could name, maybe some will pop up over here, that are just like, who thinks of that stuff? And it's definitely more original and creative than anything the West can. Tootsie Fruitsie! And it's kind of saddening and disgusting in a way that they would treat animation, which is honestly, my favorite art form, being artist myself, and been loving that since I was about probably, what, 2, 3 or something like that, and ever since, that's just how it's been for my whole life. And it's a beautiful art form. It takes a lot of skill and talent to draw. I know people say anyone can draw, but I don't believe in that. And then especially not everyone can animate. I mean, there's some truly talented people out there. It's a beautiful art form, talent, breathtaking stuff you can see there through different people's styles and stuff like that. And everyone may not agree. I certainly don't agree with a lot of people's styles and choices. But I like the ones I like and the ones I do personally. People might like that, or they might like something different. But animation can do so much, and it can come to life, bring to life things that you can't do, and live action, realistic stuff there, and it's just, it is beautiful, it's breathtaking. It's, when it comes to characters, designs, sets, situations, everything about it, there's stuff that you really can't do in real life, but animation can do it for you. It can take you to all those worlds and places and people. They tell heartwarming, serious, emotional, dramatic, touching series. You know, they can really get to you. So, I mean, like, look at Koi no Katachi, A Silent Voice. You know, addressing stuff like acceptance and suicide and bullying and everything like that. There was so much going through there. I mean, let's just stop and look at like all the awesome stop motion and effects that Tim Burton's done in movies. I mean, look at all these. These are great. I love all these. Good classic ones there. Let's keep it up with the innovation and the creativeness that he has come with stop motion and like that. Those are the films that I like, and those are the films that a lot of people just, it gets to you. You want to be connected to the characters and the story. Sure, you want to just sit back sometimes and watch Transformers. I don't. And to treat it like it's nothing, Animation, you know, gives us so much things to look forward to. And so much talent behind them. You have the 2D, you have 3D, you have stop motion, you have claymation. That's amazing stuff. I mean, look at the stuff that should be getting nominated for like the Oscars and stuff. And when they do, they don't win because Disney's like, we're Disney, we automatically get it. Films from 2012, so I guess the 2013 Oscars, was the year they had everything on that list that got nominated. The ones that didn't win all were way better than that garbage that is known as Brave. I'm kind of upset that Wreck-It Ralph is getting a sequel, and then a lot of other stuff behind it that I've kind of left a bad taste in my mouth with the series, but that was a better film. Frickin' Frankenweenie's a better film. Paranorman was also a really good one. All that stuff was better than Brave, but it won because it was Pixar. And that's how it always goes. It's weird. So, like, even if it's like, I thought, like, you know, like, it didn't do spectacular at the box office. Like, say, Big Hero 6, Moana, didn't do, like, breaking numbers like Frozen and Zootopia did. Which I'm, you know, glad Frozen won, just because Elsa is Disney waifu. And it was the first time Walt Disney Animation Studios ever won an Oscar in a long time, but then if you look at their history of stuff before that, you know, Home on the Range almost killed Disney. Think about that. Everyone's like, Frozen and all this stuff was the best film since The Lion King. Honestly, I didn't care about The Lion King. Even back as a kid, it was okay. But for me, it was the best film Disney did, which got it the Oscar, you know, Frozen. The best film since Lilo and Stitch, because that was some original emotional, warm, funny, all that good stuff. And look at that. It's animated, touched millions of people, it still does to this day. It can't go to Hot Topic without seeing Stitch everywhere. I don't mean he's everywhere, I mean he's just everywhere. The thing I don't like about awards, like the Oscars, is it's always about like actor, supporting actor, stuff that they never really focus on, You know, without a script, without that guy writing the damn movie, you have no movie. So we need to take into account, I wish they would, the people who write the stories, make the costuming, the lighting, the cinematography, that matters, sounds. You might think it doesn't, but it really does. Take away all that stuff, and the movie is going to severely lack. It's just going to be actors doing stuff, and then nothing else gets added to it. Sad that, you know, animation gets treated like Tootsie Fruitsy, but then all that other stuff gets kind of like, eh, they get treated like too, for the most part. Most people seem to only care about the actors and all this stuff there, when you really should care about those people behind the scenes, because if not for them, you'd have no movies or anything. Same with the people who make your favorite animated films and anime. If it weren't for them and that comes out of their minds and their story, you wouldn't have any of this. So just be more appreciative, be thankful for them. I don't know, just treat the genre with respect. That's why I really don't find it funny for me, call me a fuddy-duddy, when people, a lot of time, like you notice on YouTube, most of the anime tubers and a lot of anime people seem to just focus on the memes and the derp type of stuff instead of the actual art that is the anime. Instead of talking about how good the story is, the character development, the art style, the animation itself, etc., the source material, the voice acting, the shots, the music. That's why I like to follow the ones, and I like people who kind of have the respect for that, and they really, truly are passionate about their reviews and stuff like that. Or rants. As opposed to, I only do it for memes, and, you know, that's why we have, crap like Pop Team Epic. But just please appreciate it and like animation, good or bad, for what it is. Except for the ones that are so bad that you shouldn't appreciate, like Boss Baby. You know, everyone's talking about, like, there's not enough representation of these type of people, or this, or that, or this in film. You gotta realize that the people that are bitching about that in Hollywood are the ones that choose what films are made, what films are put out, what films are produced, what films are nominated, and what films win. So, hypocritical, weird, and all that? Yeah. Not enough women. So instead, Hollywood's solution is, we're getting Ocean's 18 or whatever, and it's like, who really wants to see an all-female cast of Ocean's 11? And who really wants to see another Ocean's 11 movie? No one wanted to see the other ones. Now we're gonna just change the male characters to female. That doesn't help the cause, that doesn't improve or do anything, because it's gonna bomb. Female Ghostbusters, bomb. No one wants to see that. More people would rather just have the Ghostbusters die than have that on there. Again, have you seen anime? Most anime, it has female characters in there. Even if it is with the boobs and stuff like that, there's still mostly strong characters, have a lot of storyline development, and you see their journey and their story from beginning to end and whatnot. Anime does a great job, so thank you, Japan, for knowing that women can be good characters for story. Same with thank you people that make graphic novels and comic books. There's a lot of female superheroes out there. Pretty much every Disney movie is female heroes that are strong, independent, etc., etc. And usually good role models for little girls and all that stuff. Not taking a male character and turning it into a female. If you feel like there's a lack of that, do what I do, what everyone else does. Create them. Learn to write, learn to draw, learn to make your own comics, your own manga, your own animation, your own book, your own film. Create a new female or a black or a LGBT or something like that character. Make a new representation of that. Don't make like a female Sherlock Holmes or something. Do it. It's amazing what you can come up with. When I write, I honestly, a lot of my stories involve like women as the main characters because I kind of like writing for that. I like to kind of give them some kind of interesting and unique and strong storylines. Seriously, check out those things there. Anime, Disney, I mean, like I said, superheroes, graphic novels, comics. I mean, and the biggest genres of them all, horror. Horror and sci-fi have the biggest support for women as leads and strong, independent, incredibly written and well thought out characters in them. Pretty much every horror movie, the female is the lead. And she kicks ass and she's not an idiot and she gets through all of it. And sci-fi has a lot of strong characters. So you're not seeing the right films, and if you're going to complain about stuff, it's out there. Go see those and love it. Seriously. The representation's out there, and more of the representation for that can be out there if you just let it happen, go through people support their passion for it and let them come up with those stories and these new, fresh ideas instead of going to see the same, Transformers 20 and Jurassic World 52. And now, briefly addressing the fiasco that is the Anime Awards. And I'll keep it semi-brief because who hasn't talked about it already, and it's pretty much going to be the same thing. One, how embarrassing is the actual award show? I mean, damn, it wasn't funny, it was just sad. Talk about a bad way to represent animation and, in the Oscars, how they don't take it seriously and they treat animation like shit. Well, these guys were treating like anime like shit, and the whole thing was just kind of like embarrassing. It's like, ooh, come on, he should be better than that. And again, like, what's sickening is the nominees, again, everything. Let's just throw Boku no Pico Academy into everything, which is kind of ridiculous. And then throwing multiple characters or stuff from that series into the same category. I can understand stuff like Best Hero, because hero. Some of the stuff that pisses me off is like Best Girl, Best Guy. It's like, I'm sure. And then of all the nominations, there's like really hundreds of characters out there they can choose for Best Girl, Best Guy, Best Action Sequence, And quite honestly, I don't know, I'm not that impressed by Boku no Pico Academia's fight sequences, or really that much with the characters. Some of them, sure, but a lot of them, eh. And for a main character, I really, pretty much like every other main character in this style and genre of anime. Hey, why even have awards? We're just gonna give it to the same overrated, overhyped, same old anime that there is. Oh, and then you put a Best Animation category and have something that is better animated in every way possible, and just because it's a movie compared to the rest of them being shows shouldn't make a difference because you're talking about best animation. So therefore, Going no Katachi, A Silent Voice should win because its animation triumphs over Boku no Academia's animation in every way possible, even when there are good moments of animation for that series. For me, and for people I know, 10, 20 more shows that are best animated and better anime than Boku no Hero. Oops, I actually said the right name. And for it to constantly get everything is just kind of boring and yawn and uninteresting, and it just shows how much that you really don't take anime seriously. I'm throwing that to you. It's nice that you let the people vote instead of just the Oscars where it's like, hey, praise ourselves, we're God, even though have more of a leeway for hundreds and hundreds of shows each year, and some under the radar and some really good hidden gems out there that never get any recognition for stuff because they get pushed aside for the series. Yeah, we get it. Which is why, again, I like how Japan favors more of the mainstream stuff, and as time goes on, they're like, oh, we've kind of, we've moved on from Dragon Ball and Inuyasha and all that kind of stuff there. It's not on our top list, and So I know that butt hurts a lot of people that they're like, how can, Dragon Ball and Naruto and stuff like that not be on the list? And how can they not have, Fullmetal Alchemist and Boku no Hero higher up than it should be? How can, stuff that involves their culture and their way of life and slice of life and moe and cute stuff and weird action stuff, how can those series top those? Because it's what they like? I don't know. They don't cater to you. I've accepted that. I don't want anyone to really cater. I like what I like. Don't like it, too bad. I'll watch something, read something, listen to something that piques my interest. I find curious enough. Not something that like, hey, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. You should see it because it's great. And it's like, I saw it. It wasn't a 10 out of 10. And here's a lot of reasons why. But I digress. So I'm glad for that stuff, and a lot of the other ones, like even for Dragon Maid getting something, woohoo! I'm just glad that Made in Abyss got the big award, because shocker for like the best film and all that stuff there. Congratulations for Your Name. Me personally, again, A Silent Voice, because as beautiful and wonderful as Your Name was, it's really good, and I felt emotional bits to it. A Silent Voice made me frickin' get super emotional. I teared up quite a bit throughout that film when I saw it in theaters, and then when they brought it back to theaters for us again last month, and I felt that's like as if I saw it the first time, like, oh my gosh, I'm the tears and all that stuff, like, I mean, it really connected with me with like, not just again the animation, the story, the characters, and just so much in there. It's just so captivating and so just gets you. And it really touched me. It moved me. So I would have liked, you know, I agree with some people, if Your Name wasn't on the list, then it would have gone to Silent Voice. But, you know, it's more of the, you know, in-crowd movie series, even though I feel like Silent Voice should get much more recognition and praise because it deserves it. I'm not saying more than Your Name, but it should get more than it had, even though it does get a lot of recognition. And it's a shame, like, brilliant works of art like Your Name and A Silent Voice don't get recognition from the Academy, which is what this was all about. The Oscars, no one gives a about them. They're pretty much eh. And 2 years now we've been proving that the Anime Awards fit right in with award shows where it's just kind of eh, no one gives a about them. Because at the end of the day, it's all about your opinion and your taste. So just because everyone's like, hey, Boku no Pico Academy and Attack on Titan or whatever got all the awards, like, eh, I'd rather watch something like, you know, Main Abyss, The Girl's First Tour, Dragon Maid, Eromanga Sensei, High School DD, Date Alive, Dagashi Kashi. I'd rather watch those over these, cause no. So, and again, I guarantee you that most people that vote for this stuff, they're the ones that are passionate enough to do it, but the ones who also like a lot of other stuff don't care that much to like, eh. And I know that might contradict what this video's about with how the Oscars are, but it's still nice to get some recognition. So, congrats to all the winners for the Anime Awards, and next year maybe they'll change it up a bit and put, you know, variety. Be what we should all be nowadays, more inclusive and more diverse. So in the end, the Oscars, I mean, who cares? So yeah, keep it fappening.